Yes, I do. It's what I do best, Jill. However, I'm going to need some things. I've made a list. Also, I'd like to get to know the kids a little better before we start. Get the dynamics of the group, see how they relate to one another. It'll help me if I have to get the right focus on the segments that we're going to put on the website.
I don't know if Jack explained this to you, but we're going for a totally natural look here. Nothing can look staged.
Yes, I know. I know what I'm doing. That's why you hired me, isn't it?
Yes, to carry out our idea.
And that's what I'll do. You'd be surprised how much work it takes to get that natural look just right.
I've been looking forward to meeting you, Ms. Williams.
I hope it wasn't an inconvenience, my having to postpone our meeting.
Inconvenient, not at all. We didn't make the appointment until the last minute, so postponing it for one day was not a problem. And any reservations I may have had have now gone by the boards, now that I've met you.
Oh, thank you for being so understanding. Why don't we sit down? I'm sure my partner has filled you in on some of our strategic considerations. I'd really like to continue that conversation.
Well, so would I. But first, I have this kind of personal quirk. I always find it important to get as much information about the people I'm going to be working with.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I understand you were with Legal Aid for many years. I'm curious, why did you decide to move on?
It was time for a change.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Any children?
No, not yet.
Well, I'm sure with a new firm, you must be very busy. New partnership is a risky business. I'm sure your husband must be very proud of you.
He's very supportive of my career, as I am of his. Now, Mr. Fields, if you don't mind.
Okay. I realize I might be getting a little close to the line. Thanks for indulging me. So, shall we get down to business?
Stop moving.
Can you
As soon
believe
as I
that?
come in, it's not gonna-
No, right there.
Oh, my.
Come in. Hello, Victor. I ran into John Silva in the elevator.
I asked him to stop by.
Would you like me to leave?
No, you know all about this.
The letter to Brad Carlton, you mean?
Advising him that he'll be sued for breach of contract.
Unless, of course, he can provide proof he's not competing with Newman Enterprises.
You got the letter?
Yes, I do. Ready for your approval. I'm glad you agreed this was the best strategy, rather than filing suit right away.
Absolutely. It's definitely a more measured approach.
So, shall I send it over to Carlton?
I've changed my mind. I'm gonna hit him harder than this, much harder.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
I guess that's better than drop dead.
Start with me.
How about finishing that?
Finish what?
The chill between us, can we put an end to it?
I'm working here, Brad, okay? Give me a break.
Ash, come on. You know, everything I do these days seems to rub you the wrong way. If it's an apology you want, then I apologize. You know, everything I say or do is only out of...
Because you're concerned about me, yada, yada, yada.
Well, it's true. I want you to know you can count on me.
Well, I wish I could count on you, actually.
What can we do to ease attention here?
You could stop sticking your nose into my personal affairs.
Just because I asked you about the father of your baby?
You know, Brad, I have tried to be open and honest with you. But frankly, there's some things that aren't your business. So stop pressing me. You already know more than you need to know. So for the last time, back off.
Well, bravo, sis. Bravo.
Cody, what can I say? It was miserable. Band stunk, the kitchen caught on fire, only 3 people showed up.
Oh, Nick, I'm sorry. I thought that,
You're just pulling your leg, Cody. Our new coffee house in Milwaukee was a roaring success.
Sure was.
There were people lined up around the block, and the band was so cool.
We had really good write-ups in the local paper, too.
I bet even Cindy liked it, huh, Cassie?
I'll say, good thing that nice man helped me find it before we left.
Oh, yeah, what nice man? Larry Wharton. So your room down the hall any better than this one?
Yeah, it's got less carpet stain.
What a dump.
What, this isn't up to your usual lifestyle?
Got that right.
So tell me, what are you here for, bro? Did your trust fund tap out?
Finances are a little tight, yeah.
Must be rough, man. Living like this when you're used to the high life.
Yeah, you gonna needle me all day, Larry?
Look, I'm just making conversation, bro.
Okay, we'll save it.
So how do you know Freddie Morris?
Who?
The guy who hooked us up?
That's just the guy I met.
Where?
What difference does it make?
Look, bro, if we're gonna be working together, there's no holding out. You got it? Now I'm gonna ask you a real simple question. What is your connection to the rich boy and the Newman family?
I don't like the background for the diving board. Those shrubs, they cast too much of a shadow. They make it too dark. I'll need those trimmed.
I doubt if we could get permission to start hacking away at the landscaping.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to ask. A lighter background makes a better picture.
I don't know that I agree.
You know, Jill, I'm trying to get a feel for the place. Call it a list of ingredients. Speaking of which, I understood there were to be 2 boys and 2 girls. Who's missing?
That would be Raul. Billy, we need to get Raul out here. Otherwise, we have to start looking for a replacement.
Or we could call JT. He might be interested. Or not.
I'll call Raul's house again, see what's holding him up.
Just don't understand that kind of irresponsible behavior. What the hell is wrong with that boy anyway?
So, if we were starting today, I'd want every account the plaintiff was involved in the last 3 years before he left your firm. I'd want to interview every employee of yours that he ever worked with, and I'd want to make an appointment with every account he ever worked on. I would take statements from everybody. I would examine every file he ever handled.
The point is to learn exactly what we're up against, if this man's case has any merit.
The fact is, your firm has grown exponentially since the plaintiff was dismissed, and that is a very strong argument that he didn't contribute to the extent he wants the court to believe. So we would put all of that into numbers and graphs. We would present your business experience as evidence to be seen, understood, and appreciated in the courtroom. So that's where we would begin.
Your opinion on the outcome?
Michael and I think you have a very strong defense against this claim.
We know the plaintiff's attorney. He's very good.
And he's going to try and get everything he can out of it. But I'm not worried.
Nor am I.
Michael made a very strong presentation yesterday, and your confidence, Ms. Williams, has only reassured me more. I'm convinced you're the right people to represent me.
You won't regret it, Mr. Fields.
Thank you. I'll be in touch with you after I talk to my board.
All right, thank you for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you again.
I would say that went extremely well, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
Well, then why the grim expression? Did I say something wrong?
Victor, you've decided you want to go directly to court?
Yes. I have reassessed the situation.
Victor, our original plan was much simpler, and it could very well work.
You yourself said it was merely a shot across his bow.
That's true, but if Carlton is in violation of the agreement and he knows it, he'll do everything he can to avoid going to court. His response will give us valuable information that we can use in preparing our case.
Not to mention the time and money it will save.
You both have valid arguments, and I probably don't need to remind you that you don't have to be concerned about my financial resources. Suffice it to say that I'm determined to nail that bastard. Wipe that smug expression on his face.
Well, I don't know what you two are discussing, but obviously Ashley has caught on. Randy here has a bad habit of sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
Oh, you're one to talk, Jacko. You certainly give your sister a lot of privacy.
I'm family, sport. That's different.
Do you want something? Because I want to get back down to the
Actually, I
lab.
thought you might want to know. We have hired our web producer. Action on that front is rolling as we speak.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
There were also a couple of issues regarding Glow by Jabot I wanted to discuss with you. I guess that would be your cue to leave.
Yeah, well, before I go, Slick, there's something that I want.
You could make this kind of quick. I have a busy day ahead of me.
It's been a couple of months since I stepped in and helped rescue Jabot.
Yeah, so?
In all that time, I've been kept out of the loop.
And you know the reason for that?
Yes, because of our fear that Newman might come after me. Well, it's not my nature to live in fear. So I think it's time I stepped out of the woodwork and took my rightful place here.
So, if this plan of yours to take the country by storm could really work out.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but it's shaping up even better than I imagined. Every new place we open will be easier. I mean, we're learning as we go.
Yeah, sounds great, boss.
Of course, nothing's guaranteed. But for now, I'm just enjoying the success of Milwaukee. If everything continues to go well, the sky's the limit, right?
Yep. I wish you could have been there, Cody. I wish I could have lasted all night.
What?
Not that it would have made any difference, though, since you fell asleep in the office around 10.
Yeah, and the next time you moved wasn't until we woke you up at 2.
Well, I would have stayed up if I knew it was going to be so much fun.
Oh.
Hey, Mommy, can I go play at the computer in the back?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
So, what's this about Wharton helping Cassie find her dog?
Oh, well, she misplaced it before we were ready to leave for Milwaukee. And I guess Warden had seen it and told her where it was.
When I saw the two of them together, hand in hand, I freaked.
Yeah, I was about ready to rip his head off.
Yeah, not surprising.
Well, it was our mistake, though.
Mistake or not, I don't trust that guy, and I'll never trust him.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention Wharton.
Why?
I'll tell you later.
Girl, you know it's not too late to start over again. One day you'll see.
Well, I don't see him.
Yeah. Well, maybe Cody has.
Hi.
Hey, you two.
Hey.
Any news on the website?
Yeah, looks like it's a go.
Cool. Hey, as far as waitressing here goes, Sandy's ready to take on the extra hours. She really needs the money.
But I can still have my job back in the fall, right?
Yeah, if you want it, it's yours. Sandy has to go back to school, so, well, it should work out perfectly. Can I get you guys anything?
Well, actually, we're looking for Rao.
Oh, I haven't seen him. He could have slipped by me, though. Have you checked the patio?
No. Thanks. What's wrong?
Billy, she's being so protective of Mackenzie again. I just don't get it.
Come on. Don't even start, okay? There's nothing going on between them.
Yeah, I know that. I know they're just friends. I mean, it wasn't that long ago when they could barely stand to be in the same room together.
Yeah, and besides, she's not even his type.
No kidding. If I'm going to be worried about types, I guess I should be nervous about you and Billy, right?
Bite your tongue.
Well, you know who I really blame? It's all getting to me.
Billy.
Mm-hmm.
We really need everything on this list. We're on a very tight budget.
Yes, Jack told me not to go overboard, and I haven't. You'll find all those things on the list are well within our budget.
Well, I hope so. Because you're not getting another penny.
No, Jill, why are you copying this attitude with me? I was led to believe you all needed me very much for this project. I thought we were going to work together.
Just because Jack wanted you on this team doesn't mean that I have to turn cartwheels.
Well, would you like to take over? I'll be glad to walk. I have other offers.
You know, that's a very good point.
What is?
Well, ever since Jack has been talking about this Miss Summers with a fantastic resume, I've been wondering about something.
What have you been wondering?
If you're such a hot shot, what the hell are you doing in Genoa City? Could it be that you have another agenda?
Oh, Jill, there you go again with all those innuendos about why I'm here, how I got this job.
Well, can you blame me?
You're paranoid, honey. Besides, you're one to talk.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, didn't you get your fat steak in Jabot through a divorce settlement? Talk about earning it on your back.
Excuse me?
You know, I would love to chat with you more, but I really have a lot of work to do, and those things on the list, don't worry about it. I'm sure Jack will give me everything I need.
No, you didn't say anything wrong, Christine.
Then what's the problem?
I'm still not pleased with your cutting your arrival so close. I wanted to talk to you ahead of time before Fields arrived.
You didn't say anything about that
Because
yet.
I thought you would be in earlier. I would like to have presented some of my thoughts to you.
I did just fine.
We have to go the extra mile.
Michael, I am fully devoted to this firm, but it will not be my entire existence. You knew when we put this company together that I have a life outside of this job.
Of course, I
So
knew
then
that.
why are you overreacting? I took a personal day. It wasn't even a day. It was an afternoon, and Mr. Fields didn't mind
I'm not
delaying.
grudging you a personal day. I just want to know that this is an isolated incident, that it's not the start of some pattern.
You are not my mom or my school teacher. We got the job, didn't we? So just lighten up.
Hey, just cool out, Larry. You're getting all excited over nothing. Do you blame me? I get the feeling I'm being played for a sucker. Look, I got a plan. It's just not all worked out. I will give you this much. Today's the first day I'm gonna make my little test run. And then what? Oh, then we go for the big bucks, Larry. Yeah, the really big bucks. Today's gonna be the moment of truth. I'm gonna find out just how well the doctor did his job. So tell me, why did you get all that plastic surgery? It's a good question. Why would I do that? It would have to take something pretty damn big to make a man go through all that pain, huh? You know, what an amazing way of talking a lot without really saying anything. Oh, come on. Cheer up, Larry. You know, if this goes right, we're on our way. Huh. And if it doesn't? You won't be seeing me for a while. Not unless you get thrown back in the joint, too.
Rao's not here either.
Well, where could he be? I mean, he's not at home. No one's seen him at the other places he hangs out.
Well, his mom did say he got our message to call him.
Well, he couldn't have gone far. I mean, she said he just left.
He's avoiding you, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure he was hurting and probably angry, too.
Because you told him you just wanted to be friends?
You know, I feel terrible about hurting him. But what else could I do? I mean, under the circumstances, I couldn't go on pretending.
Mac, I understand, okay? You have no reason to feel guilty at all.
I just feel like I could have done it in a different way, you know?
There aren't too many ways to tell a guy something like that. Rao's never been in a relationship before. He was in love with you. So, I mean, no matter how you worded it, he was bound to hurt. I'm sure you handled it the best way you could.
Didn't I, Billy?
Of course you did. You always do the right thing. That's why I think you're so great.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go inside and get something to drink. You want anything? I said it would be cool. Thanks.
So, what do you think so far? How are things going?
Don't ask.
I know you've had your doubts about everything working out.
Can you blame me? It's been one disaster after another.
I know. I only meant that if Phyllis is as good as she's supposed to be, your worries are over. Oh, I realize you're really busy, but I can let you know what's going on. I can fill you in on any problems.
You really know how to handle yourself, don't you? I mean, how to get on the right side of me. Say just the perfect thing.
I guess that's what I'm doing. Is there something wrong with that, Mrs. Abbott? I really want to get along with you. You're Billy's mother. Your son's important to me.
Oh, I have no doubt about that.
Well, I really think our relationship is important. But if you think that I'm going overboard, then just let me know and I'll back off.
No, don't get all defensive on me. I don't mean to get on your case.
You mean that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you're around. You keep Billy headed in the right direction. If I could give you any advice, though, it would be to continue to solidify your relationship with him.
You said that before. What did you mean by that? Do you think that I'm not paying enough attention to Billy?
I am simply saying that it's never a bad idea to build on a relationship.
Well, is he not as interested in me as he was? Should I be worrying about that?
No. Listen, in all romances, there are little bumps in the road, especially among kids your age.
I'm not sure I'm understanding what you're trying to say.
I think I'm just trying to remind you that Billy's been interested in you for a very long time. As long ago as last winter's school dance. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was our first date.
Date that almost didn't happen.
Well, it's true we didn't formalize it until the last minute.
No, there's more to it than that. Actually, it's me you should thank.
That should satisfy some of the more sensitive customers. If any of them have any complaints, tell them to come to me directly, all right?
Thank you, Victor. Sure, these letters will end the problem.
That is all.
Actually, there is one other thing. I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but I'm still a little confused about your 180 on Brad Carlton.
I understand, Neil. My change of mind about that had to do with a conversation I had with my daughter. Made a lot of sense.
What do you mean?
She reminded me that Brad Carlton knows a hell of a lot about the inner workings of Brash and Sassy. That was the reason for putting in the non-compete clause into his contract. So he wouldn't take that knowledge and go to the competition.
Well, I agree with you that Brad Carlton is a shrewd businessman, but I highly doubt that he's in a position to do Brash and Sassy any real damage.
What makes you say that?
I'm sure he has his hands full fighting Jack Abbott. Those two are constantly at each other's throats.
So?
Well, if you put that in consideration, plus the fact that Jabot has a wealth of products for Bradley to work on, I have a feeling he's going to be too busy to be any real threat.
This is your opinion, yeah?
True, Victor. It's only my opinion, but I would just hate to see you get into a prolonged legal battle over something I feel is minimal risk.
I appreciate your concern, Neil, and trust me, I've taken into consideration all that you have said. But let me tell you something. When I sign a contract with someone, and if they break that contract knowingly, and then afterwards walk around with a smug face, I'm going to get them. And I want to break him. I want to bring him down to his knees.
Sure. Absolutely. Thank you.
I should thank you? I don't understand.
Last winter, my son came to me and told me that there was this young lady that he had his eye on. Only he was uncomfortable asking her out because he thought she was interested in somebody else.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Billy.
I know, he's too confident for that. Nevertheless, he was afraid that you would reject him and go to the dance with some other boy. So I told him to go for it. And he did. And the rest is history.
And we've been together ever since.
So, hang in there, okay? And keep my son happy. Okay. I'm gonna get back to work.
All right, so what'll it be, cola or lemon lime?
Whatever. Something wrong? Yeah. I just had to talk with Mrs. Abbott about Billy taking me to last winter's dance.
Yeah, so?
Well, she said that she persuaded him to ask me because he didn't know if I'd accept.
Okay. I still don't see what you're getting at.
Well, that isn't what happened at all, Rihanna. I asked him, remember? I asked him to go. And he said he'd think about it and get back to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I couldn't believe that he kept you hanging like that.
Do you see what this means? When Billy went over to talk to his mom about the girl he wanted to ask to the dance, he wasn't talking about me. So I have to ask myself, who was he talking about?
You know, I wasn't completely honest with Raul. There is so much more that he doesn't know.
Yeah, stuff we agreed we wouldn't tell him for now.
Yes, but if he's this freaked out about my wanting to be just friends, then what's he gonna do when he finds out about us? And then, what about Brittany? She's gonna be crushed.
Brittany will be upset, and she'll be okay.
How can you say that?
It's Brittany, all right? She won't be down for long, believe me.
No, I think you're wrong about Brittany. She's crazy about you.
Yeah, well, maybe. All right, but what's the point of talking about it? I can't break up with her. My mom will be suspicious for sure, and you know what will happen if she finds out.
I know. We can't let that happen.
No, we can't. And we won't. All right? Nobody's found out about us yet, and they're not going to until we're ready.
We have to protect our cover.
Yes, that's the most important thing right now. Agreed?
Yes, agreed.
All right. So are we cool?
We're cool.
Hey, Code. Business was good while I was gone.
Hey, it gets better every day.
Any problems?
Come on, boss. I can run this place with my eyes closed. This wasn't the first time you've been away.
Cody, I have total confidence in you, bro, but I'm the boss, and I gotta ask.
Well, I started to tell you before about Wharton. Right after you left for Milwaukee, he got in this guy's face.
There was a fight?
Only a verbal one. And it could have gotten out of hand. Almost did. This guy stood up to him and Wharton took off. It was really kind of cool. This other guy had some guts. Hey, here he is now. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
I would love to lighten up Christine. I'd like to have a life outside of these walls, but I have put that on hold because the way we handle the next couple of years at this firm will determine our success. We have to develop a strong client base. We have to be ready to go 24/7. And a couple of years, when we have associates who can take up the slack, it might be a different story. But for now, business has to come first, and that has to be your top priority.
I don't need any lectures, thank you. Michael, wait.
What?
Since we're on the subject, there's something you better know.
I'm sorry, but I have to agree with Jack on this one, Brad.
It would appear your plan to charm my sister into being your ally isn't working. She still has her wits about her, thank God.
Would you please not speak for me, especially when you don't know what the hell you're speaking about?
Ash, just tell me one thing. Any hunch what you think Victor might do or not do?
May we help you?
Yes, ma'am. I was told that I could find Bradley Carlton here.
I'm Brad Carlton.
For you, sir?
Enterprises, Inc., Delaware Corporation, plaintiff, versus Bradley Carlton, defendant.
Look who's coming to CBS this fall.
I look so surprised.
Bette Midler, Craig T. Nelson, Tim Daly, Christine Baranski. In the comedies and dramas everyone is talking about. I didn't kill my wife. The Fugitive. Bette, Welcome to New York. The District. Showtime. This fall, it's all here on CBS.